RZR with the RPM catch can. It comes with, of course, the catch cam, the filter, some hardware and some Loctite, a cap for plugging off your air intake tube where the old hose comes off, fitting to go to their silicone hose to the catch can, and a couple of new hose clamps. All right, when you come back here, remove your air intake for the clutch, and you come in here, getting shadows. What they couldn't hardly show you in their installation video, it's this hose way back here. It's connected onto the air intake hose on this back side. There's one on what would be the front side behind the seat. That actually goes to, looks like the turbo wastegate of some sort. So there's a clamp up there that needs to be cut loose, and you can pull the hose from this side. And we come around. They didn't show you taking this off the back. They showed the guy reaching all the way in. It's way in there. You take the back seats out, back seat covers, and there's a spring clamp way down here. Loosen that up with a pair of pliers. Hose pops off. There is a zip tie to cut right here, and then you can remove the hose completely. Then all you gotta do is slide in the new silicone hose. All right, I have the catch can sitting up here. The directions say mount it to the side of your box. Well, and they do say, well, it's only 2 screws and it comes in and out really quick. I take my bed box in and out quite a bit every time I wash the machine, anytime I want to look at the engine. I don't want to be bothered with 2 more screws. A lot of times I'm by myself, and these screws have nuts on them, so then you've got to reach around both sides. And to me, that's a bunch of hassle. I can take half an hour, 45 minutes, and fab up a little bracket. So to do that, I'll just set the catch can down here a minute. There's 2 good places to mount to. You just quick take some measurements. Nothing has to be exact. About 4 inches out. And then somewhere's up in here where you want to be about like 9-ish. And then I'm going all the way up here to this tube. And it looks like we want to be 11.5-ish. So next step is to sketch up the bracket. I don't know how well I can show it, but this is what I came up with. And so the easiest thing to do is get more hands, would be one thing. I don't have my help today. Just quick rough out some measurements on a piece of steel. I'm using 1/8 by 1. Should be more than plenty strong enough. That catch can does not weigh that much. So I want about a 1-inch tab on the bottom. We need to come over 4, so my next line on the back side is going to be about roughly 4 inches. And then my next bend is going to be on the other side of that. And I said 4. I have to be at 5 because I got to add the 1-inch bend on the other end. So that's not bended at 4. Next bend's at 14. Tape measures out at 12. Let's stretch her out. 14. So roughly 14 inches. Next we'll go over to the bender. You can use a vise. I've got a little hydraulic press that I can bend stuff in. Makes it a lot nicer. But it's not totally necessary. So here's my bender. Nothing more than a 20-ton shop press with the Swag off-road finger brake. Very nice setup if you plan on making a lot of brackets or anything. This thing actually works really nice. Been using it quite a bit. Again, I'm one-handed. Hard to get good help these days, especially when you don't pay. It's as simple as lining up the line on the brake. Like I said, nothing's exact, and you just put a nice 90-degree bend on it. Like I said, this thing bends like a dream. And I let it go all the way up. So then I pick my good line, come down, and I repeat the process. Alright, now that my bracket's bent up, and it pretty much resembles my picture, the only critical measurements are my 9-inch to come over to here, and my overall height being 12 1/4, so that it fits where it's supposed to fit. It really doesn't have to be that exact, as long as your overall dimensions are. And when you place it up in here, it out from the bed box, it misses everything up here, lines up with a pipe up there. And then I just got to put a line where it lines up with a tube up there. I've already drilled the hole down here. It actually kind of lines up with that nut in the frame, so I think it'll work out really good. All right, brackets in place. I stuck their silly zip tie on that fitting like they asked for. My bracket fits in here like I like. All is good. I ended up drilling and tapping a 1/4 hole up here in the frame. I tried using a self-drilling drill screw, and for some reason, trying to do it upside down, it stripped out, took the threads off, and didn't want to go through the tube, so I ended up just drilling and tapping it 1/4. Put Loctite on the bolt. Should be good. Really sturdy. I don't think I'll have any issues. I like the fact that I was able to use the, they call them pen certs, but the threaded insert on that aluminum frame there. One of the metric bolts I had left over from installing the air filter box. Left over was perfect. Otherwise, if you don't have anything left over, it's a hardware store. But it's the same metric threads that just about everything else is on here on the body. So everything seems to clear good, fit good. I did cut the hose down. This was up a little higher and rubbed on the actual clamp for the coolant system, so I shortened it up and lowered it down just a smudge. So there it is with the bed box in. Got good clearance around everything. Nothing should rub or vibrate, so I'm really happy.